Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Vale, Maryland, and I'm not too far from the beginning of the National Road where it'll be my ending point because I'm going backwards. But I'm at the Vale Tollgate house, and it was the first toll gate on the historic National Road. There's a couple of historic markers here. We're going to take a walk around the building. We're not going to go in, unfortunately, but I'll show you. This is the third tollgate house that I've visited, and probably most likely the last or the final. So all right, let's get to it. So the tollgate house is really easy to get to because there are signs that point to it, and it looks really greatly restored. I mean, it probably needs a paint job here and there, but it looks very great for what it is. I don't know if they let people in here. I know I've been saying the same thing in all the other two toll gates episodes. All right, so this was put up by the State Roads Commission in Maryland. First tollgate house on the Old National or Cumberland Road. Erected about 1833 after this portion of the road was turned over to the state of Maryland by the United States government. There was one other tollgate in Maryland on this road. I wonder where that was. But either way, this is the only remaining toll house. It's not open, of course, but it's still standing for historical purposes. But unlike the other two that I visited, this one you can actually see both toll gates. Here, let me just show you. I know it's kind of busy traffic at the moment, but yes, this is a historic national road. It is not Highway 40. It is, you know, conjunction with Interstate 68. But that over there, the rusted white thing over there, that is a toll gate, as is this right here. Wow. And yeah, it is the real thing, believe it or not. I imagine that it is. I don't know why. It looks kind of more modern, but what do I know? And over there is a mile marker, and yes, it is one of the newer ones. It's just there for decoration purposes for historic National Road enthusiasts. But according to it, I am 6 miles to Cumberland, and I am 125 miles from Wheeling, West Virginia. And that's how I started my day, in Wheeling, West Virginia. I came all this way to this great scenic byway. And going back to the toll house, here are the rates. For every score of sheep or hogs, 6 cents. For every horse in addition, 3 cents. I don't know, there's so many. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, of course, people had to carry their animals, and they all carry different things, so you had to like literally read and go down the whole thing and see what you owe. All carts or wagons whose wheels exceed 8 inches in breadth. Free. Okay. Doesn't say the penalty for not wanting to pay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take a peek. I don't want to look suspicious or nothing, but yeah, it looks like a tourist information center in there. They got postcards. I don't know when they're open, but if I do find out, I will put it on the screen. And then here's another rates of toll, like cents for miles. It's almost the same thing, but then you got to do the math. Cents for miles. Like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. And yes, this is somewhat a roadside park. I mean, anybody can come out here and check this place out. There's even a shelter over there where you can have a picnic, and I don't think there's any walking trails around here. Here's another plaque that I found. This is dedicated to the pioneers who, with heroic sacrifice and undaunted courage, blazed this old trail, now known as the National Highway, and thus opened the gateway to the West. Well, today the gateway to the West is known as St. Louis, Missouri, but this was put up by the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1931. And here is one from the Maryland Historic National Road Group. All right, so toll houses were built along the National Road as a result of a 25-year national debate as to whether or not the federal government should be responsible for funding road improvements. While there was an agreement on the idea that those who use the road should help defray maintenance costs, it was also thought unconstitutional for the federal government to charge tolls. The debate was finally resolved when it was decided to transfer ownership of the national road to individual states. After Maryland accepted ownership, an elaborate system of rates and fares was established based on the estimated amount of damage different vehicles and animals could cause the road. During the Vale toll house's first year of operation, almost $10,000 was collected. Toll collectors earned $200 a year and had free living quarters. Pikers, travelers unwilling to pay tolls, made it difficult for toll keepers as they tried to escape by avoiding the road. The Addison and Searites toll houses are of similar architecture and can still be seen as you continue west on the National Road into Pennsylvania. And yes, I did episodes on both of those. Check them out if you got time. All right, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Marked. I am Jason in Vale, Maryland, just outside the only remaining toll house on the National Road in Maryland. All right, signing off.